Good morning, everybody. This is Trevor with Carrot coming at you with this week's coaching call. And as the bell on top of our office dongs forever. So that's something that was just put in place here in our office like this past 6 months. We have a big bell on the top of our offices now that we didn't put there. That I think it's every half hour it's gonging at us, so it's pretty sweet. So you're going to hear it several times during this call. Just think of it as some of the charm behind the scenes that we get to enjoy every single day here at Carrot. But welcome on this week's coaching call, guys and gals. If you're new to Investor Carrot or new to these coaching calls, we have thousands of customers, y'all, and a lot of you don't leverage these coaching calls to their full potential. I mean, these coaching calls are literally a spot you can come on every week, ask the questions that are going to clarify the exact plan you need to implement to get from where you are to where you want to go. And every single week we have people who come on these calls, ask those questions, come back, ask other questions the next week as they implemented, and they use the resources and they're crushing it. So make sure that you leverage these calls for what they are, which is a direct pipeline to me or Adrian on our team to be able to come on in every single week, ask those questions that are going to clarify how you can get to the next step and level in your business, okay? And I actually didn't eat a full breakfast this morning, so pardon me. I do have a banana here next to me, and I'm going to be chowing on a banana here in a little bit. But can you guys put through the questions panel there in the bottom right of this panel? If you guys are on our website, if you're on help.oncarrot.com/coaching, go to the help section, and there should be a coaching call link in there. If you're watching this on YouTube, head over to our website. Head over to help.oncarrot.com/coaching. help.oncarrot.com/coaching, and that's where you can interact with me on our live chat box over there. Okay. So if you guys can let me know through the questions panel really quickly that you can see my face and you can hear me, that'd be sweet. That way I know that the technology is working here. And if it's working, we're just going to launch right into this week's coaching call, which this is what I like to call open office hours or diagnosis calls, what we used to call them. But this one, we don't really have a set topic I'm teaching on per se. This is more of, hey, I want you guys to send me your websites, the keywords you're going after, and let's give you a 6-week SEO action plan to go out there and crush over the next 6 weeks as far as your website goes with getting it ranked in Google higher. Awesome, Eric. Sweet. Eric. Awesome. Eric says, I see you, Trevor. Excited. Beautiful. So before we dive in, I always like to kind of welcome in new members. So anyone here that's a new Carrot member in the past month, speak up. Let me know if you're a new member here in the past month through the little questions panel. Love to welcome you in officially. And like I said, I mean, make sure you're leveraging these coaching calls, because these coaching calls could literally be the exact path, the exact resource you need to get from where you are to where you need to go. Okay, because in this adventure of entrepreneurship and lead generation, we always need to be making sure that you're taking the shortest, quickest path to success. And awesome, Mike, welcome on in, man. Clint, welcome in, sweet. Eric, awesome, second month, first coaching call, beautiful. We buy KY House is beautiful, awesome domain. So next question I'm going to toss out for a lot of you who have been members for, let's say, over 90 days. Let me know any successes you've had in the past 6 months to a year, whether it's just your business or anything related to Carrot. Let me know those successes. We love to celebrate them, and I'm going to dive into some successes here. We always love to start our coaching calls with doses of awesomeness, and that's just one thing that we have, the doses of awesomeness here in our office everywhere. The office directly on the other side of this wall is where most of our customer success team is. They have an entire wall that we call the wall of awesomeness, where we print off the success stories that you guys share with us. And we love to see that. We get a lot. I think we put 7 or 8 up in our thread of awesomeness yesterday alone from great things that customers were sending us about them going out there and crushing it. Okay, awesome. Preston, longer member, but first call. Awesome. We're getting people sending stuff in. So now that you guys can see me, hear me, I'm going to switch over to the presenter view and show my screen really quick. And just want to make sure you guys can see this as I switch over. Can you guys confirm you guys can see my slides now? Should be a blue slide that says 6-week SEO action plan. Let me know that. And if so, we will get going. Awesome. Lots of good stuff. Matt says we're good to go with a thumbs up. Beautiful. Clint, I'm just going to get rid of some of these. Sweet. Looks like you guys can see my slides. Beautiful. Beautiful. Cool. Thanks, Eric. All right, so we'll keep that up there. So once again, this is what we used to call a diagnosis call. I'm not teaching any topic today. This is mainly Q&A, and I want to answer your questions as it relates to SEO specifically. And I'm going to take the SEO related questions first. If there's questions outside of SEO, I'm going to be completely happy to answer those questions as well. But they're going to be after the SEO questions, and we are putting a hard cap on this call at 2 hours. Because there's lots of people on this call and want to make sure to get through everyone's stuff. And the first questions that come through are the first ones I'm going to answer, but I've got to have all the information to be able to answer them. Okay, I need your domain name, I need the keywords that you're going after, and let me know what you have done so far. Okay, if you're just getting started and all you have is a domain name and you're like, well, I've got this, but I don't know what the next steps are, just let me know that too. Say, here's my domain name, here's my primary market, I don't know what the next steps are to get ranking better. Or you know what, maybe I don't even know if SEO is something I should be focusing on. Let me know your thoughts, okay? So let me know what your question is, and domain, what keywords you're going after, what you've already done SEO-wise up to this point. Then I'll be able to give you an action plan. If you're just getting started, domain, let me know that you're just getting started, and we'll go from there, okay? So first thing right here, new content. One thing we're putting out all the time, guys and gals, we want to make sure we're putting out content that can help you get to the next step and the next level. And we put out 2 Carrot Casts in the past 7 days. They always come out Tuesday mornings. So make sure you head over to iTunes, find Carrot Cast over there, and subscribe. And we release those every single Tuesday. If you're subscribed on iTunes, you're actually going to get access to the Carrot Cast about a week to 2 weeks early before we release them on our blog. The one we rolled out today is amazing. If you're a wholesaler or flipper and you want true financial freedom, you need to listen to that call, because it's going to fly in the face of the way that most house flippers and wholesalers are growing your businesses. And hopefully you take this to heart, what we talk about on that call with the wealth wheel and things like that, and how to really set yourself up for financial freedom, not creating yourself a high-paying job like a lot of wholesalers and house flippers are. And if you're just getting started, that's one you should listen to as well, so you can build your business intentionally. Michael, yes, these are all recorded for playback later. I'm just going to hop over here to the help section, coaching call, and this is the page you're likely viewing this on right now. Make sure you add these to your calendar. Okay, go down to add to calendar, click that, and add them to your calendar every single Tuesday at 11 o'clock Pacific time. If you're having any issues with fuzziness of the video, check that out. And then down here, these are the links to our most recent ones. Okay, these are the most recent ones we've done, but you can always head over to the help section. Okay, you can always head over to the help section, and right here where it says coaching calls, you're going to be able to view the recordings of all of our past coaching calls, and we've done a lot of them. Okay, and you can see some of them broken down by topic and strategy there. All right, sweet. So we're going to get rolling. If you're doing Google AdWords, we're going to walk you through step by step. I know a blog post released Thursday last week. Just head over to our blog, oncarrot.com/blog. And this one's going to be inspiring for everyone on this call, because Brian Rockwell has been a guy that comes on these calls consistently and treated this like a job. He treated the learning and getting coaching from us like a job, and it turned into him from the time that he launched a true marketing strategy, the way that we're teaching the 3 lead per day training and these coaching calls. He did $80,000 his second real month doing this as a newer investor, and he did over 50 the next month, and he's just rolling now. So listen to that episode of the Carrot Cast and the exact steps Brian took leveraging Carrot. All of his leads came from online, all of them came through Carrot, and what you guys can do. And he's in a crazy competitive market too. So no one on this call has an excuse for not crushing it in your market. Okay, sweet. Doses of awesomeness, and we're gonna answer these questions. And people are putting this stuff in. They're putting your questions in, so thank you for putting them in. I'm gonna dive into them and give people some time to put in your domain name, the keywords you're going after, what you've done so far, or if you're a newer customer, your domain name, what your goals are, and we'll hit it there. Okay, weekly dose of awesomeness number 1. I'm just gonna go ahead and launch this into presenter mode right here, so it's a little bit larger. Okay, right here, Jonathan Barfield, man. Jonathan and I connected. We've connected several times, kind of in comments and stuff on Facebook, but there's a really good thread that was going on over the weekend in the group Wholesaling Houses Full Time on Facebook, and people were asking about Carrot, and it was sweet. Jonathan posted a lot of awesome things. And this is one thing I love to see, guys and gals, is we're building a business to have fun, to connect with people, you know, be a beacon of positivity and possibility is my favorite core value here at Carrot. And if you're a member with us, we send you little surprises in the mail as you have successes and share those successes with us. And we also send you little surprises in the mail just randomly as you hit certain milestones being a Carrot customer if you're Content Pro or above. So sweet, Jonathan had some awesome things to say about us, and we love you and appreciate you, Jonathan, and everyone on this call, same thing. Sweet Face says, newer client, I've worked in SEO blindly. Cool, we're gonna get an action plan. Here's another one, Martin Bonesier out of Phoenix, and he's a big investor and does 15 to 20 plus deals per month. He just started SEO a little over a year ago. He's got a virtual assistant that he hired that's going through the 3 lead per day training program that hops on these coaching calls, asks questions. And in one of the most competitive markets in the country, he's been able to crack into the top 2 in the Phoenix market and top rankings in some of his other main market. And look at that. This is just some of his lead sources here. Google search, Google search, Google search, Google search, some AdWords in there direct. So a lot of his leads now are coming from Google search, from SEO, which is the stuff we're talking about today. And it's the exact same stuff that I can answer those questions for you. Okay, the main thing is they had a plan. They had a long-term mindset. They knew in a competitive market, SEO takes time. They were getting leads other places in the meantime, direct mail, pay-per-click. Okay, and now their SEO is starting to get some momentum, and it's stacking on this lead source that's gonna help them really gain more and more momentum in their business. But patience was the key, and a clear and concisely implemented strategy, and 100% of their strategy was implemented from our 3 lead per day training and these coaching calls. Okay, so you guys have access to the exact same things that they did. You just need to have patience and a long-term mindset. All right, here's a last one here from Tyler Ford. Tyler is a high-end client as well. Has closed lots of deals. Moved over to Carrot just in this past month or two from a custom WordPress site. He already had a #1 ranking, but he moved over to us to get better mobile website, to have his conversions increase on his website, and to try to tap into more SEO power with our system. So he sent us this email literally on the 24th, as you can see, which is a day ago. Hey, Trevor and Sean, thought you'd like would like the attached as to how my site is ranking through the conversion process. So he means conversion as in moving his site from his custom WordPress site over to Carrot. I'd call it a success. And like I said, he already had a #1 ranking for his market, and he was already getting a lot of leads there. Maintain my ranking for my #1 spots, but new pages are ranking especially well for city-specific landing pages, which is a strategy I'm going to be guiding many of you guys on today to increase your rankings, which will bring me more traffic and leads over time. Here's a screenshot of him using the Carrot Rankings tool that you have access to as well as a Content Pro member or Advanced Marketer member. He upgraded to the Advanced Marketer membership, which gives him access to more keywords to track. You can see he's tracking however many that is, but on the Advanced Marketer membership, you can track more keywords per website, and that's what he's doing. And you can see this guy is #2 ranking. This one's one he's working on. This one increased ranking, that one, and these are ones he's going after now as well with the city-specific landing pages, which is brand new since he came aboard Carrot. So we're going to help Tyler scale up his business using the exact stuff I'm going to be answering your questions on today. So have no fear. You just need to have patience, a good plan, and a short-term traffic strategy while your SEO is building. Okay, so this is what I want everyone to wrap their heads around, because SEO is so much mindset, as much mindset as it is. It's mindset and patience as it is the actual plan to implement. Okay, where so many people get lost in their journey of generating leads or growing their business is they don't have patience. Okay, patience is a big deal, because a lot of people think that they need to have the results right now. Actually, I'm gonna raise my desk up. I need to stand up here. We've got fancy stand-up desk here. A lot of people don't have the patience, and they think that they need the leads right now, which you do, but you've got to have a short-term traffic strategy, okay, which pay-per-click can be a part of that, direct mail can be a part of it, but you also need to have patience for your long-term, because if you're sacrificing your long-term momentum for short-term impulsive gains, that's when you're going to be in that hamster wheel of entrepreneurship where you never get out of the hamster wheel. You're wondering why it's not working for you, because you're not patient enough and sticking with something that you know works, okay? Yep, sweet, you're at the right spot, Michael. I saw your note come through. Yep. So time to results, and this is kind of what Martin saw. This is what Tyler saw before he joined Carrot with growing his rankings. But look at this. So you've got to have a patient mindset here, because in many markets, especially a competitive market, it could take you 8, 9, 10, 12 plus months to really gain that momentum and rankings to where you're getting consistent leads coming in just from SEO. Okay, pay-per-click, you can get that honed in quickly within a month or two, or even days. You can have leads coming in and then hone in the campaign as you go. And this is kind of what we really want you guys to look at, is on the ROI side of things. Make sure we're shifting our mindset on SEO to the ROI, the long-term ROI side of things. Because usually if you close 1 or 2 deals, that's going to pay for all of your SEO efforts for for a year or 2 or several years, especially if you're doing the work yourself. So that's what we're always looking at, is your initial investment is going to be decently heavy with SEO at the start for the first 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 months, either your time or paying someone to do it. But then your ROI gap starts to skyrocket, where your investment actually goes down over time or stays steady, but your ROI climbs as you gain new rankings and new traffic. Okay, so you couple that with a good, solid, consistent short-term traffic strategy like pay-per-click. That's where you gain momentum. That's where you really scale your business. Okay, so for those of you who are new, I'm your coach for today. Myself and Adrian, that handsome dude right there next to me, run these coaching calls. Adrian runs about 3 a month. I run 1 a month right now, and this is a part of our team. This was taken a little over a year ago. Our team is now 15 people, 15 strong, to help support you guys. We're going to be growing that team even more. Thankful to the successes you guys are having, and you're sharing your successes with other people, and in turn, people want to work with Carrot more and more. So our team grows to support you. So we're a team of 15 now, but we're growing fast. Questions, toss those out there. So I'm going to now dive into questions here as I pull up this slide here. Oh, can you guys hear me? Michael mentioned just lost audio. If you guys can still hear me, let me know. That way I can let Michael know if it's an audio issue on his end or on ours. Sweet. So Michael, yes, Michael DeHaven, yes, you are at the right spot for the coaching call. This is your first time online live. You are an advanced marketing member. Sweet, man. Welcome aboard Advanced Marketing Plan. Sweet. Cool. Okay. Looks like you guys can hear. Beautiful. Okay, I'm going to dive into questions now. Make sure you get your questions through. Like I said, guys, don't use these calls as an opportunity to sit in and just sit idle. If you don't have a clear plan for the next 6 weeks in your business as it comes to generating leads, and you don't ask a question today, there's zero excuse for not succeeding over the next month, 6 months. Okay. Even if your question is, I don't know what I should be doing next. Okay. So let's hit up Eric first. Sweet. Eric says right here, we buy KY Houses, has been with us for a short time, so welcome aboard. Says, I have an SEO background, so I've done nothing but SEO the first 2 months. I have so many questions though. I'm already kicking myself a bit with my domain, as I feel it limits me for other areas, i.e. going into Cincinnati, which is just across the river. Your thoughts on we buy kyhouses.com as in Northern Kentucky. I'm new to wholesaling and was just testing to see if I can get leads. If I can, and already have had a handful coming in the past 10 days. Sweet. My first question for you, Michael, no, I'm sorry, Eric, is where have those leads came in so far that you mentioned the past 10 days? Are you running pay-per-click traffic? Are you, was it from SEO this quick? Just kind of let me know to give me some context there. And he says, I've recorded about 20 videos for local, smaller Northern Kentucky cities, and I'm building out landing pages for each. Would love your feedback on the videos and landing pages. Sweet, man. So let me check this out. So first thing I'm going to show you, which this isn't really directly related to SEO, but it's very, very directly related to making sure that we have a high-performing website as it converts. So a couple quick little things. Sweet. So Facebook and organic, it sounds like is where those leads came from the past 10 days, which is awesome. So he updated his hero image back here with a Northern Kentucky image, which is great. That's one of the first things I would suggest people do is update that hero image. Just kept our normal kind of default logo there, and you can always swap one out if you want to. I really like this because that's a good clean video. At least it looks like it.
Are you saying to yourself, I need to sell my house?
Dude, that's a really good clean video. I like it. You've got calls to action at the end. Good. This is good stuff. Okay. Updated some copy. You've got some great testimonials here with pictures, good headlines, just the way that we teach, which is perfect. Man, this is awesome stuff, man. You're implementing fast, dude. I love it. You've got some blog post stuff coming in. Eric, are these blog posts from our Content Pro blog posts? I was kind of curious. And then you've got some location-specific landing pages that you're starting to create here. So I'm going to click a few of these things. Your URLs are solid. So you've got the keyword plus the location. One thing I would do here on your next location-specific landing pages, Eric, is I always like to make sure that we're putting in our state as well. Okay, now for in the URL, I'm not going to say to change these ones, okay, because you know, being an SEO guy, we don't want to be changing the permalink on our URLs after they've already got indexed and have traction. If these don't have traction and they're not anywhere in the top 3 pages for your keywords, I would probably go in and update the URLs to include the abbreviation of Kentucky or the word Kentucky in there. Main reason for it, and I know you have it here in the content, which is perfect. I would probably change, add something right there to add in, you know, comma KY or something like that, so it's very clear that this is Kentucky. But the main reason is if there are cities that are in multiple different states, you know, like there's a Bellevue, Washington as an example. I always like to use the URLs to further clarify location when I can. Okay, so as an example with this one, once again, sell house fast in Bellevue, you know, -KY or -Kentucky. So just think about that on your next URLs. All right, but on the ones that you've already got up there, if they're already ranking somewhere in the top 2 or 3 pages, keep them there. Don't change them. Just the next ones, make sure you localize the URLs with states a little bit. Yep. He says, good tip. Was thinking of changing URLs. There's not enough traffic, so I can probably change them. Yeah. I mean, and is that going to change the world for you? Is that going to change the world SEO wise for you? Maybe, maybe not. But I always like to make sure that, especially for those ones where that's a common city name, that we update it with something like that. So it boils it down to, you know, it boils it down to that specific location, just like that. See? Cool. The next thing there, man, is, yeah, your location-specific pages. I like how you swapped out the hero sections there. You've got the Bellevue, Kentucky there. Same thing, I'd probably go in here and do a quick comma, KY or something like that. Mix up the full state name with the abbreviation. Possibly, if you haven't already, toss some zip codes in here somewhere on the page. That can help, because sometimes, not in all places, but sometimes people actually do include zip codes. You know, sell my house. I'm just gonna start typing something in. I don't know. Sell my house fast. You know, there's some markets that I'll go. There's some markets I'll go in, and you'll find zip codes that will actually pop up in the suggested searches. You know, this probably isn't the best example here for it, but you know, maybe throw the main zip codes in somewhere on those pages a few times. You know, it could be at the bottom. Hey, we buying these zip codes within Bellevue, Kentucky, or something like that. Looks like you got that zip code there, which is great. If that's the main one, sweet, keep it there. If it's not, update it a little bit. And then let's see, your title tag for this is Sell My House Fast, Bellevue, Kentucky, -- we buy houses in Bellevue. What I would probably do in your title tag here, Eric, is looking at the title tag. The NKY, I think, unless people actually search by the abbreviation NKY, I think that last little bit in your title tag probably isn't adding too much value. So I would either get rid of that last little bit where it says we buy NKY houses if people don't search in that way. My guess is they don't, but maybe they do. I'd probably add in your company name there, or a phone number, or something like that, a zip code, you know, something else that's gonna grab something that people could be searching. Okay, so I would update that for sure if people aren't using NKY. All right, sweet. Other than that, man, I mean, you're doing a lot of the right things, you know, so I would keep doing what you're doing there. Those location-specific landing pages are the right thing to do. Like you mentioned, as you go into a different state, you know, as you go into a different state like this, you've got webuyNKYhouses.com. I like the domain name here, but like you're mentioning, if you go into a different state, that's kind of a strategy we always like to make sure people are looking at before they really dig in and build out their site is, what's the long-term strategy of my business? You know, am I going to localize and specialize in one area? If so, a very local URL is perfect. If I have plans in growing outside of this state or outside of this city, you should probably look at making your domain name as broad as your overall market that you're going after. Okay, but in this case, I think a lot of people might not really know what NKY is, so you could still build it on this domain name and go into Cincinnati. I think you'd be just fine. When you do, what you'd want to do likely is your homepage for your website. You would want to do sell your house fast in Northern Kentucky and Cincinnati, Ohio. Okay, so I need to sell my house fast in Northern Kentucky and Cincinnati, Ohio. Then you add in some Cincinnati stuff in here, and then I would build out a Cincinnati, Ohio location-specific landing page as well. That way, if someone lands on your homepage, they know, oh shoot, yeah, here's the overall market that they buy in. Okay, I am in here, and then you've got a location-specific landing page that is also direct to that. All right. He says, how big does an area need to be? Do you feel to have a strong business in a local area? Man, it really depends. I mean, I live in a town of 25, 30,000 people, so it's going to be really, really probably impossible for me to build a really crazy strong income just with online leads in a 30,000 person market. We also have people in markets like Baltimore or Birmingham or Phoenix or something like that, that they're just in that one market and they're doing 20 deals a month, right? So, yeah, so if everyone in Cincinnati knows what NKY is, sweet, you're perfect there, man. Yeah, I think between Cincinnati and Northern Kentucky, you've got plenty of market there to do 5, 10, 15 deals a month, however many you're wanting to get up to. But you're likely going to have to start mixing in some sort of paid traffic strategies as well. Okay, PPC and or some direct mail. I would probably start with PPC since you're an online guy, and then roll out direct mail if that's a strategy you're comfortable with. Yep. You've definitely got plenty big market if you get in the top 2 for your main keyword phrases and start some paid traffic too. All right, man. Sweet. Okay, so it looks like you've written some of the blog posts yourself. Awesome, man. Yeah, let me know if there's any other things I can help you with there. Beautiful. Yep, Ian, you are in the right spot, man. If you have a question about your website, type in your domain name, type in your goal, and if you're going after certain keyword phrases, let me know which ones they are and what you've done so far. All right, man. Then I'll get you. Sweet. Really great questions, Eric. Michael from California. Sweet. If you have an existing Carrot site, how would we initially gear up traffic to your, if I have an existing Carrot site, how would I initially gear up traffic to my site? What I would do personally, Michael, and we've taught this many times. Let me head over to our blog. There's some really great resources on our blog. I can't talk and type at the same time. And for those of you who own the 3 lead per day training, we just rolled out some big updates to 3 lead per day training that's going to make the training easier to get through. But also you can see we added these little things to better separate, hey, if you're a beginner, here's what you need to tackle first. If you're more advanced, here's what you tackle first. Here's some other lead gen strategies. We really expanded out our pay-per-click section as well, okay? We really expanded out our pay-per-click section in a big way. So we added some other things in here like how to use ad extensions, expanding text ads, and advanced bidding techniques in here. Some really good stuff. But if it were me, Michael, and I were going into a market, what I would do is I would go into quick traffic methods first, and I would implement a pay-per-click strategy. Number one, because pay-per-click helps us identify what keywords are becoming profitable for us, so then we focus our SEO energy on those keywords. And that's the way that I like to implement things, because PPC, you can get some data pretty fast. And if I go back to this episode of the Carrot Cast, with which everyone should listen to this episode, and I'm going to send this one through to you, Michael, right now. Everyone should listen to this episode of the Carrot Cast with Brian Rockwell. Head over to our blog on carrot.com/blog, or find us on iTunes. Pipe that puppy in, put your earbuds in, and strap in for a great call, because he's going to walk through what I would do and exactly what we coached him to do to launch into a competitive market, and he's crushing it because of that, okay? And there's a really key mindset that we dove into that is coming up with your marketing budget, and removing emotion from your marketing budget is so key to what Brian did and what our most successful people did and what we do. That's what we got to do. So I would launch pay-per-click first, go through what we teach there on how to come up with a realistic and effective marketing budget. And then over the long term, I would do my SEO. Now, here's a catch-22 on it. It really depends on the size of our markets. Brian's in Dallas-Fort Worth, so that's a really big market. He can hyper-focus in on one market and do tens of thousands of revenue per month. Now he's branching off to another market. For me here in Oregon, if I was to do it, I would probably have to launch into 5, 10, 15 cities at once with SEO and PPC of the size of these cities I'm in order to get the volume that he's going after. Okay, because I live in a small town, so 30,000 people. I would have to go after the next town over that's 30,000, that's Grants Pass. Go after Medford, which is about 80,000 people. Go after Eugene, which is 300,000 people. Portland, which is really competitive, but that's over 1 million people. So if you're in a market that is just smaller, or it's got a dynamic like a Napa, or Sonoma, like I know you deal some work in, those dynamics are a little bit different because you're not getting as much of those hyper motivated sellers of your bread and butter kind of middle of the market houses. So we got to go out there and tackle more markets with our PPC and SEO. Okay, hopefully that helped a little bit. If it didn't, let me know, we can clarify. And if you have any specific stuff to send through, I'll do that. Sweet. Michael. Awesome. So Michael brought this one up here. Cool. So this is Michael DeHaven. I've listened to the 3 lead per day training and I'm still lost in SEO. My site is mnvbiashouses.com. And you're in the San Antonio market. Okay. Sweet. And you're an advanced marketer. So here's what I would do, man. Here's what I would do. So first of all, the decision that we all need to make with our marketing and in any part of our business, honestly, is this. The first decision we need to make is, what is it that I'm good at, and what is it that I'm willing and able to invest time or money into, either on the things I'm not good at that are required for me to have success with my business. Okay, so there's a lot of carrot customers who are not good at SEO. They're never going to be good at SEO, and frankly, if they take the time to dive in and learn the stuff themselves, they're going to be hating life because it's not one of their unique abilities, and it's just not. It's like pulling teeth for them. Okay. Excuse me while I take a bite of a banana. Sorry. My stomach is rumbling over here. So if that's you, awesome. What the most successful people do, just like Brian Rockwell that I was mentioning, he's not an expert at PPC, at pay-per-click. He's like, you know what, could I dive in and learn this stuff and figure it out over the next 6 months? He probably could, but what is it that he's good at? What is it that he wants to do? He went to our marketplace. He went right over here to our marketplace, on carrot.com/marketplace, and he found our PPC service in here, and we're actually adding more PPC and SEO services to the mix. So there's multiple options to choose from here within, within this summer. We've vetted out some other ones that are going to be amazing. We're going to be adding to the mix. But he went over here, hired this company here through our link. He got 44 days free. It's not cheap. They're not cheap at all. They're not the $300 or $400 a month PPC people, and you don't want those people. But he's crushing it with them because he decided. He said, you know what? I need to decide what I want to learn. I want to dig in and learn and do myself, where I should invest my time and energy, and I need to decide where I need to invest my money to have other people do things. That's the first decision I would have everyone on this call make, and you as well, Michael. Is if you're just stuck on the SEO side, man, sweet. There's not anything wrong with that. Okay, not anything wrong with that at all. And if that's something that you have the money set aside that you could hire someone to do it, either out of our marketplace, which in San Antonio, SEO is it's gonna be a long-term game, like I was mentioning. It's gonna be kind of let me bring this puppy up. It's gonna be I think it was this one, looking like this. In the San Antonio market, you're probably going to be around the 8, 9, 10, 12 months with a well-implemented SEO plan before you start to see any traction and consistent leads there. Okay, so you got to have the patience. And then on the short term, have a short-term traffic strategy. So if you're doing direct mail, sweet, get that direct mail coming in for you and getting leads for you. If you want to do pay-per-click, just like Brian did, in a market very, very similar to yours, he went through, blasted through the mental mind block of what most people do, set a marketing budget that's gonna guarantee you fail. He set a marketing budget that had math work with him the way that we teach, and listen to it on that episode of the Carrot Cast. We talked about it in this episode. Okay, so as far as the SEO goes, I guess that's what I want to toss at you, because I don't want to kind of dive into the details of SEO if that's gonna not really serve you. But what's your gut, Michael DeHaven? Is it that, hey man, I really don't want to focus on the weeds of an SEO. I'd much rather have someone do it for me? Or is it something where like, you know what, I definitely do want to focus in this. Just what's the next thing I need to learn? Let me know that, man. And I will then answer those questions and give you a very specific action plan. All right, man? Sweet. Can you guys hear me? Faye, can you guys hear me? Faye messaged something through a few minutes ago that said no sound on their end, but other people are sending in great questions. Can you guys hear me? If there's an audio issue, I really apologize. We're on Google Hangouts, which is not always guaranteed that it's going to work great, but it usually is pretty darn effective. I'm just going to pop a note through here to you, Faye. Okay, so if you can't hear me, obviously you're not going to hear what I'm about to say. But if you can't hear me, it likely is, yeah, a bunch of people are saying that they can hear. It's likely an issue with your connection, okay? So go get on a better Wi-Fi, shut down anything on your computer that's kind of taking up a bunch of resources. You know, shut down those video games you're playing, all that kind of stuff that takes resources away from this, from you being able to listen to it. All right, so yep, looks like audio is good. A lot of people are saying no audio problems so far. Cool, so we'll dive back into questions. Thank you guys. There are a lot of people that mentioned that. Thanks for the help. Okay, cool. Awesome. Michael Lang, you can hear me too. Sweet. Preston, loud and clear. Awesome. So Preston, your question's coming up right here, man. Preston says, FletcherGore.com. Let's pull that puppy up right now. Okay. FletcherGore.com, a seller site, really in need of more quality seller leads. I've done no SEO on my buyer site and get lots of leads, not getting any with my seller site. What gives? I have done PPC, but nothing has come from it. I know my site needs work, learning as I go, loud and clear. Okay, sweet. Awesome, Preston. Let's help you through this, man. So first question I want to toss at you is, what are you doing on your buyer site that's driving leads? There's got to be something there. The buyer site, it's getting in front of people in some way. Are you doing Craigslist ads? Have you done anything with SEO? Is it on your offline marketing or anything? Let me know there, just so we have some context for what's going on. What's going on. All right, on your seller site, I'm looking at this, going through some of the content. It looks like a lot of the content is our stock content. Have you had a chance to update your content on the homepage at all, Preston? Okay, so your cash buyer leads, it says it's straight from the carrot. So you're not doing anything to get those cash buyer leads. It's just they're magically coming into your carrot site. If that's the case, that's sweet. I need to figure out how it's happening, but that's sweet. Okay, so that's a good thing. So carrots, it's working for you great in the cash buyer side. On the seller side, what did you do with pay-per-click? Were you doing the PPC yourself? And if not, who was doing it for you? And what was your PPC budget that you had, and how long did you do PPC? He says, yes, that's right, magically. That's awesome. I always love to hear that leads magically appear in people's accounts. It's definitely not always the case, but it's cool. Yeah, so let me know on that PPC stuff, how long you ran it, how much money you invested in it, and did you run it yourself? Let's tackle that first. Even though that's not an SEO related question, I want to tackle that because we know PPC works when done right. So I'd love to help you get through that part. And then the next part on the SEO side of things is I'm going to ask you a couple questions. Okay, did it yourself, low budget? How much did you spend on it? Okay, 2 months, sweet. And the reason I'm digging into this, guys and gals, because I'm hoping I can kind of crack through on something here that's going to help a lot of people. Okay, 2 months, $500 a month. Okay, cool. So let's do some math here. Preston, in your market, do you know what the average profit per deal is right now? approximately. So you're in North Houston. So Houston's obviously a really competitive market, and we've got lots of people in that market who are using Carrot successfully, and that's a cool thing. You don't have to, I mean, that's a really cool thing is, like Brian Rockwell, once again, Dallas is the most competitive market in the country for Carrot customers, and he came in November of this year, didn't really start marketing until January, February, using what we taught, and he's crushing it. Did 80 grand in February. So using the tool that is working, you're in the right spot for sure, Preston, with Carrot. Now we just need to crack through on what the plan is for you. So what's the average profit per deal in a market like Houston? And like I know a lot of the numbers. I'll use an average number. Yep, yeah, no problem. Cool. So right here, what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna work some math back, okay? And we had an episode of the Carrot Cast come out, I think it was Tuesday last week on iTunes, and I think it's actually gonna hit the blog next week. It's called Removing Emotion from Your Marketing Budget. And it's a short episode. It's about 20, 25 minutes. I'd highly, highly suggest every single person go over to iTunes right now. Go to Carrot Cast, iTunes. Go to iTunes right now. Find the Carrot Cast right here. This is where I drop a lot of behind the scenes stuff about what we're doing, guys and gals. This one, episode 58, how simple math, something, okay? How simple math, whatever it is, turns your marketing losers into winners or something like that, okay? Episode 58, listen to that. Every single person needs to listen to that. All right, hit that up. Cool, and we're gonna do a little bit of math here. So let's make some assumptions for the Houston market. Let's say the typical profit per deal is 15 grand, okay? In Dallas, many of the deals that Brian Rockwell was doing was $20,000. He texted me one last week, and I'm just gonna pull it up on my cell phone right now. He texted me one last week. Actually, it was on the 17th. He says at 5:20, he says, closing my first $40,000 spread deal this week on 7/20, and it came from a Bing ad. Okay, it came from a pay-per-click campaign on Bing, which a lot of people are ignoring Bing, but you shouldn't. He said he's had a $33,000 deal, but never a $40,000 deal. Crazy, I'm digging Bing, kind of glitchy, but I like it. So the reason I brought that up is because he's in kind of a similar market to Houston, and he's pulling some deals that are way higher. So I'm going to use it. Okay, cool, $10,000 to $20,000 per deal. Sweet. I'm going to use 15,000. Okay. So number of leads to close into a deal. Do you know what your average would be there to close into a deal? If not, I'm going to use this assumption of 15 PPC leads to close into a deal because that's about average. Some people are closing more deals within those 15 leads. Some are closing fewer. Cost per click is going to be pretty heavy in the Houston market. Okay, I'm just going to go with this. Let's go $15 per click. Okay, website conversion rate with a well-honed in Google pay-per-click campaign, that should be around 10% or more. Okay, so look at this. So this is what the math shows us. Okay, so anyone can use this. It's a tool we set up on our website, oncarrot.com/ROI. oncarrot.com/ROI, and you can kind of use this little calculator for your paid marketing. And as long as those assumptions are pretty close, okay, as long as those assumptions are pretty close, what this is going to do is this is going to give you, based on the way that I do marketing, a minimum marketing budget that you should be prepared to invest before you ever even think about stopping your marketing. And then a kind of very conservative, this is a very conservative number, but a very conservative maximum. For me, I always like to spend more money to get that first deal in, to hone that campaign and get my money back, versus shutting my campaign off and guaranteeing me that I'm losing money. Okay, and that's one mistake a lot of people make with their paid marketing, is they guarantee their paid marketing will lose them money 100% of their time by not spending enough and by shutting off their campaign too early before the math works for them. Okay, so in this example, if we can profit $10,000 to $20,000 per deal, you close 1 in 15 PPC leads into a deal, assuming that it's good negotiation and quick follow-up. We've seen a lot of people increase, make this number measurably better just by making sure that their follow-up is faster. Okay, make sure inside of your account, y'all, you go back into the back end of your account and turn on your text message notifications. Okay, go to forms, and I can send through a tutorial if anyone wants to see this, but go into your account for that website, go to forms, and then go down to SMS notifications. And like I said, if anyone's interested in learning how to do this, and if they're not turned on for you, let me know, and I'll send you the tutorial on how to do this. Turn on your SMS notifications so you get notified immediately as soon as leads come in by a text message, and you can tap that phone or that lead's phone number and call them immediately, because the first person to call them has a better chance of getting that deal. Okay, so that's one of the ways to increase this number. But for sure, Preston, according to the math, you definitely don't want to stop that PPC campaign assuming that it's set up correctly before you've invested at least $2,250, at least that. Okay, and this once again is very conservative numbers, and you'll want to start looking at it more critically if you've got to the $3,000 mark without a deal yet. But look at this, still it's a 400% ROI at that point. So for me, knowing what I know about paid marketing and seeing the data, if my average profit per deal is 15K, to get the first deal done, I would probably double that. I'd probably go up to $6,000. And assuming that all is right and that your PPC campaign is run correctly, the math shows that you would be closing a deal, assuming that the PPC campaign is set up correctly and your website is dialed in on conversion, which yours should work just fine the way it's set up right now. Okay, so I would be looking at between $2,250 and $6,000 invested before you ever think about stopping your PPC campaign. And nothing, I don't want to kind of make you feel bad, but that's kind of the cardinal mistake that a lot of investors make with their paid marketing or SEO, is they invest a little bit and then they use emotion to turn off that marketing, and they just guarantee that they lost all that money. Alrighty? Yep, sweet. So that's the first thing I would do is, number one, make sure that the PPC campaign is set up correctly. And if you'd like us to take a look at it, we have coaching calls, these weekly coaching calls where we would look at that stuff for you if you want to. The next thing is we do have some other things that we can do to kind of analyze it, or just go hire the firm in our marketplace that does it every single day. They can have you dialed in fast. They're not cheap, but once again, they're really, really good. And you should probably be setting a budget. You should probably be setting a budget for, between $2,000 to $3,000, maybe $1,000 to $2,000 per month with PPC in that market. And the reason I'm saying that once again is because that's the way that the math works. I know it's sometimes a tough pill to swallow, because most people look at it as an expense. They go, oh my gosh, $2,000 to $3,000 in 1 month for PPC. Well, if your PPC campaign is ran correctly, driving to a carrot site that has good credibility on it, the math works out and you're going to be profiting a lot more for it. Where people lose, like I said, is they don't invest enough. It's this dichotomy that, once again, that sometimes is really, really hard to get our mindset over. That the less you spend, the more you guarantee you'll lose, which is kind of weird. All right, but it's a very common mistake. So as far as that goes, that's what I would do first, okay? And then next, on the SEO side of things, it's gonna be pretty darn competitive in the Houston market. But the cool thing is, it doesn't matter, okay? Like we showed earlier, in the Phoenix market and some other ones, some of the most competitive markets in the country, our clients are overwhelmingly, again and again, taking #1 rankings from people who have had them for years. Even if it's another carrot customer there, you can take their ranking. Just having patience and implementing the solid SEO plan that we lay out here in the 3 lead per day training. Okay, literally in this order. If you're a beginner, what we got to do first is learn about SEO. What is it at its core? Okay, and then next we're going to teach you about keywords, and then next we're going to teach you how to do the basic optimization of the content, and then next we're going to teach you how to do backlinks and citations and things like that, and then we dive into backlink building even more. Okay, so this is going to walk you through step by step how to do your SEO well over the long term, coupled with hopping on these coaching calls and saying, hey, I just did module 5 and 6 last week. I implemented these. What should I do next? And we'll help you through that stuff. Okay. Yep. Cool. Hopefully that helped a little bit, Preston. And like I said, man, to me, that's really, really exciting, because you've already dipped your toe into pay-per-click. We just need to change our mindset from emotional marketing budgets to math-based marketing budgets. Okay. And then let's get real with our business and go, okay, how do I set this business up to succeed? How do I truly set this business up to succeed? Okay, not just how do I dabble in it, not just how do I do something within my comfort zone, but how do I truly set this business up to succeed as well as possible? And we're here to help you do that. Okay, we're here to help you do that. Awesome, man. He says, yes, I will work on credibility score and adding and spending some more money. Thanks so much. And like I said, man, definitely reach out if you want us to take a look at your pay-per-click account and just give it a quick once over to make sure things are set up correctly. We do have coaching calls where we do that stuff. And also there's some things that we could do. Possibly, it's not really a service that we offer, but there's something we possibly could do, which would be a paid service where we actually go through and audit your account, but it's not something we really offer. We're thinking about it though. So let me know if that's something you want to do, but I definitely don't want you to ramp up your ad spend to $3,000 if your account's not set up correctly. So let you reach out to us and we can help you out there. All righty. Clint says, is there a way to send text messages? Are you meaning send text messages like to your prospect when they opt in? If that's the question right now, we don't have a direct system put in place to do that, but there are systems that a lot of our Carrot clients have integrated into Carrot to do that. Okay, so what you can do, Clint, is you could go into your account and go here to whatever form it is. Let's say it's your step 1 form. Okay, you can go to your step 1 form here. This one, go to settings and go down to Zapier. And there's all kinds of text message notification, text message system, SMS, Zapier to, and we integrate with a system called Gravity Forms. So, there are SMS, there's ways to integrate SMS with Zapier that a lot of our clients have gone in and figured out for new Gravity Form submissions. So yeah, so that there are ways to do it. Okay, but it's not as simple as we would want it to be. But if enough people ask us for that feature, to text message your leads immediately when they opt in, that's something we would definitely look at building out internally into the system. Just let us know if we get a lot of feedback on it. That would be measurably a big deal for your business. We'll get it in the dev schedule. Just let us know, y'all. Okay, cool. Cool. I'm gonna send through. Looks like some people are asking for the link to set up your text message notifications on your forms. So I'm just gonna type in this right here. So go to help.oncarrot.com and you can go in here and look for things. So right there, creating SMS notifications. So I'm sending this through to you right there, LU or Lou. There it is. Perfect. If any other people want that link to the how to set up text message notifications for yourself when leads come in, let me know and I'll send it through to you, but it's right here in our help section. And that's the first thing we should always do. If there's a question about how to set up something technically in our system, the help section is the first place to go, and then hit up our live chat or support if you can't find it right away, and we'll help you there. Okay, we always want to make sure that we're making it so you can streamline working with Carrot and spend less time using our system and more time out there running your business, enjoying your life. Okay, cool. Christina says, for the coaching call, I really like the Carrot SEO tool that helps you optimize for your keyword, but I'm not sure how to optimize my site for multiple keywords in my content. Great question. My site is Mrs. Property Solutions. Cool, that's a good domain name. I like it, it's clever. Okay, cool. So this is a good, it's in Los Angeles. I like the personalizations you've done to it. You've really turned this hero section into your own. Awesome, that's you, beautiful, Christina. Looks like you've got a good video there. You've updated your content. You've got some good solid, I like the updates you guys have made here. This is good stuff. Who did your personalization on your website, Christina? Looks really good. Great work. I like it. Cool job. Yeah, let me know, Christina, who did your personalizations. It looks really good. Okay, so for multiple keywords and inside of your content. So I want to clarify here. So are you talking about, as an example, you want to optimize this page for we buy houses and sell my house fast type search phrases? If that's the case, I'm going to show you something here. Okay, so let's look at this. So we buy houses, as an example, Baltimore. Okay, so right here we're going to see the paid search phrases here. Okay, this right here is a Carrot client. This is another Carrot client. That's another Carrot client. And that's another Carrot client. So it looks like Carrot is basically dominating Baltimore. And that's a Carrot client as well, Brad Chandler, one of the largest home buyers in the country, that we have consulted with him. So basically Carrot owns page one, okay? So We Buy Houses Baltimore. The reason I want to bring this up is look at this. Look at these sites ranking here. Direct MD Cash Buyers, SellMyBaltimoreHouseFast.com. This one right here, they're in our concierge traffic service that we're getting ready to roll out, where we do all of their paid traffic and SEO traffic. It's not cheap. It starts at $2,500 a month. And then the second plan is $3,500 a month for multiple markets. But if anyone is interested in the concierge traffic service, there are some qualifications. You would have had to close at least 20 deals prior to now. Just shows that you're an experienced investor who can close these deals and realize the leads into profits. And you need to have, of course, a marketing budget that goes over and above and beyond what you'd be paying us. But that's what they're doing there, and they closed their a deal that covered their entire year of the service within the second month of the service. We launched pay-per-click first. They closed a $30,000 deal in month 2, and now their SEO is starting to kick in about 8 months later. So the reason I want to show this is this. I'm just going to put in Sell My House Fast. Okay, right here, and look at the websites ranking there. So it's the same two that were 1 and 2. They're just flip-flop. But look at this. It's all the same sites. Okay, it's Sell My House Fast Baltimore, Direct MD, Express Home Buyers. That's the other Carrot site. That's the one that was ranked number 1 on the previous search, I think it was. That's a new one. That's one that was on the last search. Okay, so what I'm showing here is this down here. Okay, anytime Google sees something that has the intent, the same intent, okay? And by intent, I mean, what is the intention of someone when they do that search? What's the intention that they have that they're looking for when they do the search? And Google's really, really, really good at finding intent. And one way you can tell if these intents are related, heavily related, is if you start to type in a search phrase that it shows these other suggested searches. So you can see here that Google says, well, if you're typing that in, you also likely are looking for something like this, because we have found that the intent of those searchers is very similar. Okay, Sell Your House Baltimore. We Buy Houses Baltimore. We Buy Houses MD. Now let's go to the bottom here. These are related phrases based on the intent. Hey, if you're typing that in, your intent is likely very similar. Okay, Cash for Houses Maryland. We Buy Houses MD. We Buy Houses Baltimore. Sell Your House Baltimore. Sell House Fast Maryland. We Buy Houses Cash. The reason I'm bringing this up is this one thing. Is it's the exact same page ranking for those, for all these phrases. So let's put this in here. I'm just kind of curious. Let's see We Buy Houses MD. Let's see what happens. So that one is one of them. That one was one of them. That's one of them. The rankings are mixed up a little bit, but look, that's another one. Okay. So a lot of these are the same. A lot of these are the exact same sites. Let's do Sell Your House Baltimore. Let's see what pops up there. So sweet, that's that site. Another. So they're the same darn sites 80% of the time for all these same keywords, and it's because intent. So what? Here's the action plan here: is find that primary keyword that you're going after. Let's say it's We Buy Houses Los Angeles. Okay, type it in slowly, and let's do this right here. Okay, so We Buy Houses Los Angeles. You don't want to use the words We Buy Ugly Houses, because that is a trademark phrase that company owns, and they are suing people for it. So don't use the phrase in that order, We Buy Ugly Houses. But you can use this, We Buy Houses Cash Los Angeles. So write that down as a keyword. Okay, write that down as a keyword. All right, We Buy Houses Cash Los Angeles. That exact phrase and the word cash needs to be in your home, in that page that you're trying to rank for Los Angeles. You know, We Buy Houses Los Angeles, okay? That exact phrase. So what we're doing here with these suggested searches and related search phrases is we're going, okay, what other phrases and content should I put inside of that same page to give myself a better chance of ranking for these related phrases that Google says is the same intent? Okay, because if it's the same intent, we don't need to create a separate page to rank for it. You don't need to create a separate page for the same intent. On the flip side, let's say the intent is different. Okay, let's say the intent is very specific to divorce, or very specific to to probate or something like that. That likely you would want to create a separate page that's very specific to the probate intent. Okay, or if someone's very intent on learning the differences between an agent and an investor in Los Angeles, you're selling without an agent, you should probably have a page specifically set up and optimized for selling a house in Los Angeles without a real estate agent. But then you find those related intent keywords. Okay, so Christina, right here, do this. Write down sell my house Los Angeles, write down cash home buyers Los Angeles, write down sell my house fast Los Angeles, write down we buy houses cash Los Angeles. Let's go to the bottom. Write down cash home buyers Los Angeles. What other ones are new here? We buy houses California. Sell your house fast Los Angeles. We buy houses Orange County. Write all those down as well. Find ways to mix those inside of your content. Okay, that right there is how you optimize for multiple keyword phrases using your primary keyword phrase as the primary, and then find the intent based on what Google tells you. Okay, and then like I said, if you're going after a completely different intent, which would be a different location, right? So let's say it's Orange County now. Okay, it's Orange County, CA. Let's do this. Let's see if there's any other intents that it gives us. Okay, so on the Orange County page, it's saying the intent is this. So we want to make sure that we're mixing in Los Angeles and California phrases into it as well, because that helps with the intent. And then let's go down here and see if there's any related search phrases. I'm not sure if it's going to show us because it's so specific. Okay, let's go to a completely different intent. Selling without a realtor Los, look at that, selling without a realtor Los Angeles. Okay, California county. So mix the words in California and county into there. I'm going to go down here and see if there's anything that's giving us how to sell your house in California. Yeah, you might kind of work in that phrase in there somewhere. Selling a house in California without a realtor. So obviously, if you're talking about specifically Los Angeles, maybe in the content somewhere, I'd say you're really wondering how to sell your house in California without a realtor, or specifically how to sell a house without a real estate agent in Los Angeles. Well, I'm going to walk you through your options, and here's how to do it. One of the ways is to, you can learn how to sell a house by owner in California, and then link to a blog post from Content Pro Content that tells how to do that, because we have Content Pro Content on how to do that. Okay, so anyway, that's one great way to do it. Did that answer your questions right there? And that's one thing a lot of people do is they'll go through their website and they'll create location-specific landing pages. Like for We Buy Houses Glendale, and they'll create another one for Sell My House Fast Glendale, California. And we don't need to do that, okay? Just for different intents. All right, cool. That right there, actually, I'm gonna pull away and make a piece of content that stands on its own. Sweet, Gerald right here, man. Yep, you're in the right spot, man. So investment properties, and Christina, you did all that customization, looks really, really good. If you ever want any a side income, reach out to me, because we're starting to build out some people to come onto our team, either as a contractor or something, to do this type of work for other clients. So it's something that we could really connect you with a lot of our customers and build a strong side income for you, Christina. If you wanted to, just reach out to me, because I think you did great work there. All right, seriously, I'm serious with that. All right, cool. Gerald, so we got that website pulled up there. Investment properties in Connecticut. So it looks like we're going after some cash buyer stuff. Cool, so you've got in there customized stuff as well, good work. Brand new site for cash buyers. What's the best keywords to use for a cash buyer site? Just launched the site yesterday and still writing copy, all right? Let's see, let's go to this right here. Okay, so one thing I like to do is when we're in a smaller market relatively, so Connecticut, of course, is smaller than, let's say, Los Angeles, as far as the competitive of the market and the lead volume. I usually start to, one second, banana bite break. Sorry, my stomach is rumbling, guys. Banana bite break. Okay, so here we go. So what I like to do is start broad and go, okay, what would people do? What would people do if we are looking for investment properties? Okay, investment property. So what things are popping up? Your group. Okay, that's a company name. In. Okay, a lot of people are looking for investment property in Florida or Orlando. So we know that people do type this phrase. They type investment property in, then a location. Okay, buying rental property in Connecticut. Okay, that could be a good phrase right there. And then same thing, these are similar intents. So you put in the word condos in there, on contract, pros and cons, like mix those things in there, and you start to give yourself a better chance of ranking for these related phrases. What other things are things that if someone was looking to buy, discount property in Spain, discount property, cheap property. So that's a cool one that popped up. Cheap property. Okay, let's do that. Cheap property for sale in cheap houses for sale in Connecticut. There's another one there for you. Okay, cheap houses for sale in Connecticut. Now I'm going to pop down here and see if there's anything related. Okay, so it looks like Meridian, Connecticut, and Hartford are two good ones, possibly. At least that's what a search is telling us. So you might launch a Meridian page and a Hartford page. And let me show you this too, Gerald. I'm not sure if a lot of people have seen this yet. We have this new feature we rolled out a couple months ago, and we sent through a blog post on this. It's called locations. Okay, it's called locations. So if you log into your dashboard here, and then you go to, I think it's content, and then you go to locations. Okay, you can now launch location-specific pages for your content. And what we do is, let's say that this is a Meridian. Okay, investment property, Meridian CT. Okay, hopefully I spelled that right. So we'll go down here and just double check. M-E-R-I-D, Meridian. M-E-R-I-D-E-N. Okay, M-E-R-I-D-E-N. So Meridian, Connecticut. And then you can type all kinds of stuff about that city here. Okay, to talk about the rental market, talk about why it's a great place to buy investment properties, or whoever your primary market is. Throw a video in there if you want to. Okay, and then what you do is then I would just add in their the opt-in page for this. You can choose to turn the map on or off. Okay, you can choose to turn the map on or off. Right now, we don't have the map built out to show available properties on it, but in the future, that's something that we're building out. And then what you do is you upload some pictures of this city. You upload them directly in here. Okay, so I'm just going to look at this, and we're just going to do Meridian, Connecticut, houses, okay, whatever. And I'm not going to say go grab these off of Google, okay? I'm just doing this as an example. You go take your own pictures with your phone and upload them. But what we would do, once again, don't do what I'm doing here. This is just for illustration purposes only, okay? So I'm saving this image. Okay, and then what you do is you kind of create your own gallery over here and drag in 4, 5, 6 different images in here. Okay, drag in some different images there. Oops, I forgot to click add to gallery. Okay, so I'm just gonna drag some in there. Here's Carrot Bud brewing some beer locally. Here's one here I'm dragging in here just for illustration purposes. Once again, the reason I'm showing this is probably the next thing I would do, Gerald. Let's create some location-specific landing pages, but with our locations format. Okay, and actually, here's a cool one, man. This is a photo you sent us, Gerald. Right there, man, is the Carrot Bud sitting there on the beach. Come on, there you go. So I'm just gonna select those puppies. They're all inside of there now. I'm gonna drag that one over here to be the first one. Okay, then you optimize this for that right there, investment property for sale in Meridian, or whatever it is, and then make sure some of those related phrases like rental properties, buy rental properties, cheap property, those phrases I showed you to come up with are in there. And then the cool thing is, as you're going in and adding properties, let me show you this now. I'm gonna publish this, okay? You can see the keyword or the phrase there is kind of based on that phrase. I'm gonna do that. I'm just gonna set a featured image here of this house. I'm just using it as examples. Go through and change this stuff, of course, okay? And then I'm going to go through here, and you can take a look at this page. It's kind of funky because of what I did there, but you have this big, awesome, cool picture there now, and then you've got a content area. So that's it doesn't look good right there, but if you were to fill out some content there, looking for cheap. Something like that, make it a heading. You get the idea, right? You've done this a lot. So just make it look good, add a photo in there or whatever, add some content, talk about why that market's great. You got a thing here, building your cash buyer list. You got the photos of that market you uploaded there. And then what you have now with an option in here, as you're building this out, is as you're adding new properties, now you're gonna see that location pop up as an option. Okay, so now if I add a property here, okay, if I add a property here, I select that location. And then what it does is it actually puts that property listing at the bottom of this page. So people get introduced to the market. They've got some good photos. They see that you're an expert in it. You talk about it a little bit. They can join the buyers list. They see some photos of the area, maybe some of your properties, and then they see your property listings for that particular area. All right. So anyway, that's what I would do for sure to start. And also, man, Craigslist. I mean, Craigslist still crushes it for cash buyer stuff. Okay, so post a few times a day on Craigslist, and you're gonna get all the cash buyers that you need. And then just always be communicating this website with people. Okay, it's way easier to generate a cash buyer list than anything else. Let's see. And he also says, I'm consistently getting leads on my We Buy Houses Connecticut site. How do I increase this to 3 to 4 leads a day? All I do is SEO, no Facebook, no PPC, no Craigslist, just SEO. So a really good question on how do you expand your leads in a market, right? Because every single market, I don't care what market it is, if you're in Phoenix or Houston, there is a maximum of leads you can get in a market from any one marketing activity. There's always a maximum in every market, okay? So there's a couple different ways, there's several different ways to expand. There is go after different keywords, right? So expand into your probate specific keywords, your divorce specific keywords, those situational keywords, okay? Expand into more broad phrases, like not the highly motivated sellers, maybe the ones that aren't highly motivated, but they're likely gonna be a retail seller, but you might be able to partner up with a local real estate agent, or if you guys have your brokerage license, then you can start to list some of those ones that just are okay with waiting, okay? So go more broad with it. You're gonna definitely scale up more leads there. It's gonna be more competitive, but you'll scale up more leads, okay? Another way to do it is get in front of them in a different way. PPC is honestly the lowest hanging fruit there, okay? It's the lowest hanging fruit because you'll be able to go after so many other keywords. You know, cash for home, cash for houses, Connecticut, cash for houses, every single one of your top 5 or 10 main cities in Connecticut. Okay, so go after those phrases in pay-per-click and all kinds of stuff. And that honestly is what I would do. And I know a lot of people are kind of leery on launching into any type of paid marketing, but oftentimes that's one of the best ways to scale up a campaign. And we have this really good PPC report that makes it so you guys don't have to guess at all what keywords to go after, okay? Or just hire someone who knows what they're doing and work the numbers based on the math that I showed you earlier. If your average profit deal is 10K or 20K, work the numbers backwards. So going into it, you're setting yourself up for success, leveraging math. And I know you're amazing at math, Gerald, being that you're literally a rocket scientist. I worked for NASA and a roboticist. Is that a word, roboticist? Robotics engineer, maybe that's what it is. But anyway, so there's all kinds of things you could do, but going more broad, so it's less highly motivated sellers, but you might be able to get some listing agreements there or referral fees from agents. And then you can take the low hanging fruit, the easy ones to close, going into more situational keywords, which that's gonna be a longer tail, lower lead volume, but highly specific. And then you can add on some more other sort of marketing. You can add in retargeting, which is what I would do for sure since you're already getting leads. And I would add in pay-per-click. And in a market like Connecticut, man, I mean, you probably don't need to spend more than, let's say, $1,000 to $1,500 a month for the first several months in a market like you're in to get some good results with PPC. Okay, but if you work the numbers backwards, like I was showing, that removes any emotion from the equation. So hopefully that gave you some good feedback on both the cash buyer site and the expanding out your marketing in that market. Sweet. Frenchie says, good afternoon. I removed the call to action sign up box on my initial screen. How do I add that back and modify the background color? Sweet, Frenchie. What I'm going to do is I'm going to pipe you over to the customer success team right now, and I'm going to ping them to let them know to tackle it with you. All right, but it's literally a click of a mouse. So I'm going to ping them right now to help you out with that. Sweet. So I just pinged them, added a note, and they now have that assigned over to them, I believe. Cool. I'm gonna hit them up over this way. Cool. Awesome. Sweet. Okay, Kathy. Awesome. Yep, looks like Andre helped you there. Christina, yes, for sure. Any other tips you can give by looking at my site? I think your site looks great. You're in a competitive market. Los Angeles is very, very neighborhood or city specific. So make sure, I know you already have those location specific landing pages set up, but just make sure that you're going in there and implementing the training from the 3 lead per day training. And I mean, we have a lot of, if you guys don't want to pay for the 3 lead per day training, which is only $100, and we update it on a consistent basis, we just updated it this last month. That's totally cool. We have all kinds of great stuff in the archives of our coaching calls on SEO and how to build backlinks in here, on how to do citations in here. And we have blog posts on all that stuff as well. But that's what I would do right there, Christina, is I would go into the 3 lead per day training and make sure that you are going in and doing your citations, get some social signals going and start building your backlinks and be patient. And then get a short-term traffic strategy going, PPC, something like that. All right, but yeah, please reach out to me because if you want a side income, the work that you did in there was really good. I think that might be a good fit for us. Taylor, awesome. So Taylor, here we go. I'd love to have propertycartwheel.com viewed. Let's do it right here. What are your thoughts on video placement? I noticed quite a few here have them closer to the top. Property cart wheel. It looks like, first thing really quick, Taylor, it looks like one step, it looks like it's working now. You might type in on your end, propertycartwheel.com without the www. And just make sure it comes up for you. If it doesn't, it looks like there was one step in attaching your domain that wasn't done, and our support team can help you with it. But cool, so it looks like you did some updates here. I like the large navigation there. Let's shrink this down to mobile and take a look at that. Okay, let's go back up. I'm gonna get it back on the right size. There we go. Okay. So video placement. Yeah, I mean, the thing with video, guys and gals, the thing with video is the effectiveness of your video is only gonna be as good as your video, right? So there's some clients we have that their video is really, really, really good. It's gonna really build great credibility. They come across really well in video. It's clean. It's a crisp, clean, clear video with good lighting. It's got good messaging. A video like that's going to actually add credibility to the mix. Okay. So one like that, we definitely want to add higher to the page in some way. Our tests have shown that ideally your videos aren't up here in the hero section, especially on mobile. We always want the words to do the selling on here, especially on mobile. And then a lot of people put their video up here, which I like that as well. You're on our Investor Care version 1, I believe. So we do have some other features in Investor Care V2 that are set up that our support team can help you with some of that stuff if you do want to move over to Investor Care V2. And what V2 is, we rolled it out April of last year. And it gives you some more visual customization options, slightly faster on the load speeds and things like that. We basically rebuilt the system from the ground up and we rolled that out, but our team can help you with it if that's what you want. But if this is working for you, man, keep it there. Most of our sites are still in V1 and they're crushing it. Just an option for you. But yeah, I think the video placement's fine. One thing that I would challenge everyone on doing though is I talked about this on an episode of the Carrot Cast called What's Your Credibility Score? And I highly suggest everyone listen to this. Investor Carrot Credibility Score. This podcast right here is something that in a competitive market like we're in, every single person needs to listen to this. I'm sending this through to you right now, Taylor. Is credibility is in a big way is one of the main differentiating factors right now. When people have their website set up correctly, what people then look at is, okay, which company do I want to work with? And it's the credibility score stuff. It's the stuff that I'm talking about here. And one thing that pops out to me, let me find your site again, is the video is great, but it doesn't really add any credibility for me because it's one of those hand-drawn ones. What this video does well is this video says, hey, I have a service that can help you in this situation, which your copy already does that. Your copy already says, hey, if you're in Phoenix, you need to sell fast, we have a service that can help you. So your video just backs that up. what I ideally like to have a video do is guide someone down that path, guide someone further down the path. And we wrote a blog post on this. This is a higher level blog post, but we wrote a blog post on this. Let me find this blog post. It was just recently. What was it called? Right here. We wrote a blog post on this, walking through the steps that a motivated house seller will go through when deciding to work with someone. Okay, I'm gonna send this one through to you as well, Taylor, because this is like fundamental marketing stuff. No, if you wanted to move it over, Taylor, it definitely will not do anything to your SEO ranking. Okay, because the video will still be on the site, whether you move it over to the sidebar or whatever. It won't hurt your ranking at all by moving it. But what that video does is your video addresses someone who is problem aware. They're aware that they have a problem, and it says, "Hey, you have a problem. We can solve it." And that kind of sounded like Vanilla Ice for a second, right? Yo, you got a problem. So I don't know. My rapping is terrible, guys. So please don't judge me on my terrible rapping. So that's all that does. But what ideally a video does is drags them through, pulls them through the vetting and verifying stage as well. Credibility, testimonials. So that's what I would challenge people on, is how do we connect with that prospect better so they know, like, and trust us, or they have that feeling that, man, these people seem like real and good people. How do we deliver something where the person goes, man, you know, these people are credible? Well, a way a lot of people do it is they have videos that have testimonials with their prospects on it. Okay, they have videos with their testimonials, or they have video with themselves, or both. You know, hey, this is Taylor with you know, XYZ home buyers, and we've helped dozens or hundreds or whatever that number is of local Phoenix homeowners sell their houses fast. And there's a lot of situations we help people in. But let me introduce you to Mary. And Mary's a client of ours here in Phoenix that we helped her sell her house really fast for cash. We bought it in under 7 days. Listen to what Mary has to say. Something like that is going to be so darn powerful. Okay, so I would definitely challenge us all to kind of think outside of the box in a market right now that's kind of cluttered and busy, and go, how can I stand out? While this video is sweet, like I said, it is only touching on the problem aware, maybe solution aware aspect of it. So that means our website then needs to make sure that it drags people through the vetting and verifying stage of going, hey, do I want to work with these people? How are these people different than the 7 other people that I saw and reached out to, or that sent me direct mail, postcards, or whatever? Okay, and that's kind of where the site's missing. Is we need more credibility on here. We need to dial in your testimonials. How to format a testimonial. Actually, in the help section, let me send you this too as well. Taylor is right here. I'm going to send you this on how to effectively format your testimonials. Okay. Because we want to make sure that those testimonials that we're leveraging actually do the work for us. And on this site right here, the testimonials don't really have any pictures. They're not being called out with a headline, so my eye isn't really drawn to them. So you can really add a lot more power and credibility to your testimonials. Just go through that whiteboard video that I just showed you there, and beef up your about page. You know, beef up your about page in a big way so people connect with you, so they see you. The about page is always within the top 3 most visited web pages on anybody's website, no matter if it's cash buyer or seller site, because people are trying to vet and verify. And then go out there and find ways that you can better connect with your prospects. Show pictures of your testimonials, get videos when you can. If this is an actual deal that you did in Phoenix, say it was. Hey, we bought this house on Oak Avenue from Mary S. in Phoenix. Learn how we can buy yours too, things like that. Okay, sweet, hopefully that helps. Let's pop over to another one here. It's 12:23 right now, Pacific time, so I'm gonna motor through these. Like I said, I've got a hard cap for 2 p.m. Hard cap for 2 p.m. today, Pacific time, and I'll answer questions all the way up until then. All right, let me text my wife back. She's looking to meet for lunch today, which bummer, but it might not work. Okay, so that's my feedback there, man. Beef up the credibility. And yeah, the video placement doesn't really matter. Okay, Matt Butner, how important is it for my landing page to be 40 to 50% unique? I'm having trouble doing it since I have 25 to 30 specific or 30 city-specific landing pages. I've changed words and phrases here and there, but 40% unique seems impossible. One of my city landing pages is ranking #1 for the keyword, so I assume I'm not being penalized for it being very similar to the others. And then asks a third question, second question, I guess, is Google pay-per-click still working better than Facebook ads dollar for dollar? So great question. So I'm gonna answer that last question first. Okay, so is Google pay-per-click still working better than Facebook ads? So they're different, right? They're different. Google pay-per-click is still the most consistent paid traffic strategy that we have for motivated sellers, okay? Bing is still really consistent, it's just lower traffic. You can often get your cost per lead lower in Bing because a lot of people discount it and they're not using it. And then Brian Rockwell and other guys that we teach to use it, he goes and he pulled a 40,000 profit deal out of Bing while all his competitors are ignoring it. Okay, so yes, that's where I would start. And then what we would do is we would then, we always want to start with Facebook on retargeting, okay? So Facebook, marketing, retargeting, investor carrot. I use Google quite a bit, guys and gals, to pull up our resources. That might be a good little hack for you, is use Google and just type investor carrot after that, and you'll likely find either our help section or our blog posts or our videos that walk you through that stuff. Okay, so I'm gonna send you through this right here, Matt, which is a link to this retargeting blog. So if you are doing paid traffic, we would definitely go through and suggest you set up retargeting so you can fetch back more of the people that you're working your butt off paying to get them there. Okay, and then if you are going to do Facebook, we do have a training that you can find on our marketplace. Just go to oncarrot.com/marketplace, and then you can find the Facebook Leads Masterclass. It's a 6-week, 6-module training that we're getting ready to update here shortly again. That's only $200, and we're going to walk you through with ad examples, how to do retargeting in great detail here. And you're going to see all these amplifiers and show you exactly how to do this stuff in here. Okay, really detailed. All right, so there's a few options for you, but that's where I would start for sure with Google pay-per-click and then retargeting for Facebook. And the reason for that is because Facebook ads going cold traffic is just, it's harder. There's definitely some ways to do it where if you've generated, let's say 50 or 100 leads, ideally over 100 leads, seller leads, you could take those seller leads, export those email addresses out of Carrot, and then you would import them into Facebook and create a custom audience of, hey, here are our clients, or here's leads. And then you do something that we teach in here called how to create a lookalike audience. So you create a 1% lookalike audience, 1% lookalike audience of those 100 plus leads. And Facebook will then go out there and find people that only has a 1% variance with a 99%, consistent. Hey, these people are very much like these people. That's working pretty darn good to get in front of those people. But it's more hit and miss in markets because the targeting is more about demographics versus someone's intent on a search, right? If someone has an intention on that typing "sell my house fast," it's pretty darn clear what they need to do. With Facebook, you have to hit demographics and almost like billboard marketing, but that's more targeted, deliver them messages that hits them at the right time. Yep, for sure. Yeah, man. So get retargeting going with Carrot, and send me through your non-Carrot site, man. I'd love to see it and give you any feedback on how to improve that. All right. And then your second one, your other question on specific landing pages. Yeah, I mean, here's the thing. Okay, we're always going to tell you the best practice. We're always going to tell you the best practice, but then we'll also say, hey, you follow the data and what's working, because we're big on data, right? So the best practice is to have the best practice is to have your content completely unique on every page, right? That's the best practice. But we have found that 20, 30, 40% should be unique to give yourself the best overall chance of having all of your location specific landing pages work good. So that one is ranking really good right now, which is awesome. But go and search for the other ones, and if a lot of the other ones aren't showing up anywhere in the top 2 pages and they're exactly the same except for just the city and state in there, then the likelihood of them not ranking anywhere in the top 2 pages is likely because the content's so specific to that other page. Okay, so but if you've got a bunch of them ranked in the top 5 or on page 1, sweet, just roll with it. And then as you go, update things here and update some images with alt tags and add in a little bit here and add in a little bit there. And Google must think it's fine for your market. Okay, so just kind of leverage and see what Google's telling you to take actions. All right. Or same thing, if you just didn't want to do the work, we do have services that we can write that content out for you. Okay. And we update it. It's about 50 to 70% unique when we do it. Yeah, I mean, that's an option there for you too. All right. Sweet. Going through these. All right. Back to Michael DeHaven. If you're on the call still, man. I'm in San Antonio, Texas, of course, and he's the one that he said, I'm in 3 lead per day training, but lost. And he says, I would like to learn it, but with that being said, I'm not a tech guy. Getting into hiring someone in the future, but right now the budget just isn't there for that right now. No big deal, man. What we need to do is literally just march forward in this very, very specific way. All right, go to the 3 lead per day training and click this beginner's path. And what we need to do is just like Brian Rockwell said in his episode of the podcast, is he said, I was not an expert at that stuff, but I knew that would help me on my path to being successful. Okay. And he says, I treated this like it was a college course. I blocked out time in my schedule every day, just like it was a college class. And I went through the modules, and he's been implementing the SEO stuff and seeing his ranking consistently improve. So that's the first thing I would do is go, okay, how serious are we about this? If you're really serious about it, we got to think long-term, have that long-term mindset, long-term momentum mindset. Okay. And then block out certain time in your schedule. It could be 2 hours a week. It could be 10 hours a week. Depends on how fast you want to get through this and how fast that you're wanting to hit it hard. Okay. And then go through that. And if you're at the basics, man, we're going to walk you through the basics all the way from the very beginning. We've set this training up in a way to where you could literally know zero about SEO as I drop my banana on my pants. Sweet. You can know zero about SEO, and we're going to walk you through from the beginnings of what it is and get your mind wrapped around how to really structure it. And then once we have that foundation, we're going to walk you through. Now here's the next part. Here's the next part. And as you have questions, come on these calls and ask specific questions. Say, hey, I'm in module 2. Just like Gerald said, I'm looking for the best keywords for cash buyers. Awesome. Come here and ask that. We're going to help you with that on these calls. And we're going to give you those keywords. We're going to give you this, going to give you that. Okay. So use the 3 lead per day and use our trainings with these coaching calls as a 1-2 punch. All right. The 1 is the training. Go through it at your own time, but schedule it in your schedule like a college course, and then come over to these coaching calls weekly as the way to bust through those other variables. Okay. And then if there's certain parts you just don't want to do, sweet. Let's say you're here in off-page SEO, and one of those things is setting up citations. Awesome. We can do that for you. Okay. We can do the citations for you in our marketplace. All right. It's about $8 a citation. So we do have services that we can do a lot of this stuff for you. Alrighty. So hopefully you heard that. If not, I'll send you through. We're about the 90-minute mark. Okay, cool. Yeah, so we got you, man. You're in the right spot, and you would not be the first, or even the first 500, or maybe even the first 1,000 people who've been in your position, who have been on the same learning curve as you, who have gone through and implemented this stuff and learned it. Okay, so we're here for you, man. I've got full confidence that you can do this. I learned it from scratch, but we're going to help you do it way faster with less hurdles, with less roadblocks, and we're going to get you there. Okay, sweet. Faye, let's see. Yep, so it looks like that connection issue was on your end, so hopefully you're back here. And it's kind of going through some stuff here. Awesome. Yeah, Eric's got another question, not an SEO question, but could use a tip on a mentor in the area in Kentucky. Are you looking for like a connection with someone who you can have coffee with and talk with, Eric, or someone who's like literally like a paid coach kind of thing? Let me know. All right. And yeah, that'd be awesome. Let me know that. Sweet. Ian says, I'm getting started in a crazy competitive market in Dallas. How can I separate myself and stand out? What I'm going to do, man, is this right here. And don't take this as a defeating thing, because it's not. This right here should empower you, because Brian, the guy I've talked about several times in this call, Brian was in the exact same spot, exact same market as you. I'm trying to find it. Okay. Okay. And Brian's got an abundance mindset. So I'm going to send this through to you right here. Okay. Listen to that episode of the Carrot Cast, Ian. Listen to that episode of the Carrot Cast. He is going to tell you exactly what he did, exactly in your exact market, to do $80,000 in his second or third month? Exactly. Okay. So it's really about the mindset. It's really about what mental roadblocks and hurdles are we placing in our way from getting there. It is a crazy competitive market. It's likely the market that has the most carrot competition than any other city in the country. But the cool thing is, carrot is overwhelming the source that gets the most leads. So you're in the right spot tool-wise. You're in the right spot coaching-wise, because we're going to coach you through how to do this exactly like we do. We have everyone else, including Brian. And what he did was he went through 3 lead per day training. He saw, like I showed way back here at the start of this graph, he saw that SEO is what he really wanted to have take over long-term, but he knew he didn't want to wait 7, 8, 9, 10, 12 months to get the traction on leads. So he's like, I need to get short-term traffic going, just like Carrot teaches. Heads over to our marketplace, hires the marketplace firm in there, in that market, and the marketplace firm got really, really great results for him because Brian was willing and able to expand his marketing budget mindset to set himself up for success. And now where he is, he's like right here on the PPC side of things, really consistent, strong ROI. He quit his teaching job, I'm pretty sure, maybe not, I don't know. I mean, he should have. How much money he's making in real estate now. And then over here, his SEO is, right around here. So he's not really getting that return on SEO yet. He's got the long-term mindset. Okay. Yep. Let's take a look at your site for sure. Awesome. And Brian was basically using the default Carrot sites, for that first $100,000 in profits too. He has since gone through our concierge program where it's $2,000 and we go through and really dial in the visual of your site to make it really stand out from others in your market. He's got the profits coming in. He invested in that, but his first, $80,000 to $100,000 in profits, maybe even more, was just on a basic Carrot site. Okay. So this is sweet. This right here, man, I love it. I love it. Ian. You've got testimonials. Awesome. You've got what looks like a good looking video. I would swap out that image there. It's a little thing, but I'd swap it out with one local to Dallas. Sweet. You've got location specific pages popping up. Like I was giving feedback to someone earlier on the future location specific landing pages that you do, make sure to localize the URL as well on the future ones. Okay. Don't do it on these ones because they're likely already getting indexed. But on the future ones, you make it Sell My House Fast, Little Elm, TX or Texas or something. Okay. Something like that. That kind of further localizes that. And make sure the content's tweaked, 20, 30, 40% on these local pages. And just to make it so it's easy, I know you have a lot of local pages, maybe pick the top 5 or 10 at the start, and over the next several weeks, just tweak those puppies up and get those rankings going. Okay. But as far as the look and feel, man, I mean, you've got it dialed in, your Our Company page. I would definitely update the Our Company page a little bit, get something in there so people can really tell the difference, and they can feel that they can get to know you. One bit of feedback we get quite often is, when people humanize themselves on their website, that alone could be the difference between someone working with you and someone not. Because what we have to do is we have to put our mindset, we have to put our mind in the mind frame of that motivated house seller. Okay. Because if the house seller did that Google search and they see these PPC ads and SEO and organic ranked sites, they're likely going to pull up between 2, 3, 4 different websites. Okay. And it doesn't matter if they're Carrot sites or not. What they're looking at is, number one, subconsciously, is this website easy to navigate, easy to engage in? Does it deliver content in a way that speaks to me? It delivers that value proposition, but also guides me down the path of how to learn what they do and comparing it and testimonials and credibility, which Carrot sites are set up to do that way by science. And then what happens is, like I was showing you in that blog post that I was showing earlier right here, what we've done well on your Carrot sites is we address them at the problem aware stage. They know they have a problem, and we tell them that there's a solution, and we are the solution. Here's how the solution works. And then the website guides them through, here's how the solution works, the FAQ, the how it works page, how it compares to real estate agents. And now they're over in the vetting and verifying phase. So that's the biggest thing that you can do there, is how do you add credibility to it at every click? How do you add credibility? One of the ways is getting your Better Business Bureau stuff on there, right? Getting your BBB stuff on there. One way is telling your story about yourself a little bit better. Okay, if they click this, which a good chunk of people do, does this look different and relay a different story to them than the other ones out there? Okay, and I'll show you a couple of good examples. Let's do this right here. I've got a phone call actually with Chris. I think it's today or tomorrow. But let me, like I said, I've got a hard stop at 1 o'clock, so I actually have phone calls with clients at 1 o'clock. And we're doing a little community service here at Carrot HQ for 20 minutes, picking up trash downtown in our orange shirts to show some cool stuff there. But look at this right here. So we click over to his Our Company page. There's a testimonial that was put in the hero section there. So immediately we're delivering credibility in the hero section. And then right here, Long Island's #1 cash home buyer. Hundreds of local families served. So that right there is a value proposition no one else in his market can say. A real picture of him, talks about him a little bit. They're real people. Talks, this is specific from him and his story. Goes down here. He's got a video that walks through who he is, what they do. Okay. And then that's, that's pretty much it. So you can really tell that Chris is here and he's different, as seen on TV. Let's pop over to the home page and look and see here if there's anything. Same thing, Long Island's #1 cash home buyer. They got a testimonial right there on the home page. They put that in there. He did go through the concierge program with us. So once again, this is the $2,000 where we go through, rewrite some of the copy, dial in your visual, get your credibility testimonials in there. And that's for people who have already done deals. Anyway, so this credibility factor on this site is definitely kind of a notch above the credibility factor in yours, dude, but you've done really well with yours. You've got a good testimonial. You've localized your pages. I would just challenge yourself on your Our Company page and getting some more testimonials. All right, man? Sweet. Hopefully you got that. Let me know if you got it. Give me a thumbs up on the chat box and we'll be set. Okay. Let's see. Frenchie, yes, Andre is the best. She is the best. I'll let her know. Thank you. Thank you. Andre is the best. Okay, a few more questions here. These are great questions, guys and gals. So it looks like there's a couple more things I'm going to touch on from y'all who have asked questions, and we'll wrap this up. Yeah, Eric says, need a paid coach or partner, someone to split deals with. I need someone to help me get from the lead to closing. I know I'll be able to get leads and appointments, no problem. Just need help after that, contracts, investors, everything to closing. Thanks. This has been awesome. I'm eating up the podcast, past episodes. It's excellent. Love what you guys do. I love it. So here's what I would do, man. If you're kind of in the beginning stages of getting your first deal done, we've actually partnered with a firm that we just put in the marketplace right here it's called Wholesaling Inc. And Tom and his team, and Dan and Cody, the owners of this company, all three of them, they've all got Carrot sites. They've all got them dialed in, and they're getting great results with Carrot sites. And they've got an amazing system for coaching. Okay, so we've had lots of Carrot customers go through their coaching. Their coaching is a simple format. You'll have to engage with them to see if it's a format that you think is best for you. Okay, because not all coaching, I can't say there's a one size fits all coaching. But go to the marketplace. Okay, go to the marketplace right here on carrot.com/marketplace. Head down here to join Wholesaling Inc.'s coaching program. Learn about it. Okay, I can tell you that we have gone through it. Adrian and our team went through it to vet and verify it over the past 8 to 12 months. I personally know Tom and Cody, the owners of it, and Dan, his brother, runs the day-to-day of their wholesaling operation. And I see the data and the numbers that come behind the scenes, so I can prove that what they're doing is real. What you have to do is see if this is the way that you want to be coached, okay? And I can't remember exactly what their coaching fee is. I think it's around $5,000, $7,000, something like that. It opens you up to their community, their coaching calls, their training process. But other than that, connect with them and see how it works, okay? Josh Nicodemus, crushing it. He's a client of ours, okay? There's a lot of clients of ours that have gone through their coaching program. And what I would encourage you to do is maybe ask them for referrals that are Carrot customers, or I can send you through to some. Go find Josh on Facebook, okay? Him and I actually have a call coming up here in a couple weeks. Go find Josh on Facebook, reach out to him, and ask him how the coaching program was, okay? But then go through our page here, and then what you're gonna do is it's gonna take you through a form. and you're going to fill out this form to get going, and just get a call set up with them. All right, man, and then make your big boy. So make your own decision to see if they're the right people to coach with you. If you're looking for a local coach, we do have some Carrot clients in the Cincinnati market that are doing very, very well that may be open to coaching. If you'd rather go with that route, let me know, and I can likely connect you with some of them. But I know that this program, the way that they do it, seems to be producing some pretty good results. But do your own investigation, do your own due diligence. Don't just take it by face value from what I'm saying. Okay, do your own due diligence. Yeah, I mean, as far as benefits with someone local versus wholesaling, I mean, honestly, if there's anything unique locally as far as laws and stuff like that goes, I mean, I guess that's something that could be interesting for you. Ask those guys that question. Okay, when you get on that initial call, ask them that question. One thing with local is sometimes, not all the times, but sometimes the coach that's local isn't going to share their best stuff because you're going to be directly competing against them in their own market. So oftentimes they're going to share what was working for them 6 months ago. Okay, and I'm not going to say every time, but oftentimes. The only real benefit of having someone local is if they set it up that way, you can meet them and shake their hand in person. Okay, and also they're going to know the intricacies of the actual market, which that really comes down to your market research, right? They can help you streamline your market research side of things. But you can do that through networking with other investors. You can do that through RIAs and just connecting with people and finding out what the hot markets are, what the areas to avoid are, what's working for them, okay? But the thing that I think is the most important as far as coaching is having an actual framework that you go through. Having perspectives from people outside of that area on what's working in their market, so you can bring outside perspective into your market. And that to me is the most valuable thing of having a coach outside of your market, is there's so many things that people are doing in other markets that are working great that could crush it in your market that other people might not be doing. Okay, so yeah, that's kind of my thought on it. But yeah, sweet, awesome. Yeah, Taylor, for sure. Matt, I'm going to bring this up. So your non-Carrot site. Okay, so cool. So your non-Carrot site is for real estate agents. I would love some feedback, Matt, and on what would be the most important things for you for a website. Okay, because it's been long awaited. There's been some technical things that just are taking longer than I have wanted to, but it's no one's fault but my own for not getting it done earlier. But we have Agent Carrot rolling out. I'd really, really love your feedback on, man. What is it that is like required for you for a great real estate agent website? And one thing I want to toss out to you is IDX integration required for you? Are you like, man, deal breaker without IDX? Or are you like, you know what, IDX isn't really a big deal for me? I really love your logo here, man. Love your logo. Sweet. You've got some stuff customized there. You got a picture of you there, bunch of location-specific landing pages. You updated your photos. You've got testimonials. I would definitely go through, Matt. I would definitely go through the testimonial. I pulled it up here somewhere. Just find it in our help section. Go to our help section. Type up testimonials. I would definitely adjust the visuals of your testimonials a little bit more to make them stand out visually when people are going through your testimonials. Because what happens, or just through your websites, what happens when people are going through your website, our eyes are drawn to what grabs the eye, okay? And what happens here, there's nothing that's really grabbing my eye in these testimonials to look over here and read. So that's why we like to put photos there. That's why we like to find, the part of your testimonial that's the most impactful, and then make that a headline or bold certain things. So I'm gonna, if you're cool with it, I'm gonna do this as an example. And I'm going to update one of your testimonials right here. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and grab this one right here, Vanessa, and I'm gonna go read through this. And what we're gonna do is, do you know the address of this house? Do you know the address of this house, Matt? If you knew the address, yeah, the HTTPS. Okay, that's good feedback, man. You don't use IDX, okay, but you do, yeah, HTTPS. I got you. Cool. Do you know the address of that house? If not, no biggie. Here's a little hack that we'll do to add visuals to it that really adds a lot of credibility to your testimonials. I'm just going to bring up a random address, right? Hopefully this is First Ave, Orlando. I don't even know if there isn't whatever. First Ave, Orlando, okay? I mean, if you had the actual picture of the house, I will do this work for you on this call. I mean, not the picture of the address. If you had the actual address of that house, I will do the work for you on this call. Make your testimonial 800% better, and then you can do that work on the other two. Yeah, you're typing something now. That's what the software's telling me. But yeah, let me. If you have the address, you let me know. Jeff, Agent Carrot will, but what we're doing right now is we're researching what that support is. So, do you currently work with an IDX resource, like an IDX broker type thing? Do you currently have an IDX account somewhere? Let me know if you do. Okay. Okay, cool. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna show you this. Right here, here's an address, okay, 1356 Golden Gate Avenue. Let's pretend that that was your, okay, here we go. We'll do this. Bam. I'm gonna go to Google Maps. Right there, I'm gonna type up this address, okay? It must be that one right there, I'm assuming. And then you've got a little fancy street view here. And this isn't the best example because it's hidden by trees. That's not a good example, I guess. But if it wasn't hidden by trees, in theory, what we do is, I mean, yeah, or let's do this. You know, if it's not hidden by trees, go here to Zillow. There might be some pictures there. Yeah, right there, man. That's a good one. I'm just going to grab this darn picture. Okay. I'm just going to grab this darn picture. I'm going to screenshot this bad boy. All right. Bam, bam. So now we have some context for this testimonial. We have some context for this testimonial. Okay. And what I'm going to do is I'm inside of here. I'm just going to go ahead and add media. I'm going to add this picture in here. Okay. Our system automatically compresses your images as they're being uploaded. That's another benefit of Carrot, that it compresses them. Now that image, I'm using a very high resolution computer screen. So you can see that that's large format with the screenshot that I took. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to scale this puppy down in a big way, like, you know, like to 300 pixels. And then that's going to shrink the size of this image down a lot better. So you can see now it's 114 kilobytes. So that's going to help that page load way faster, help you with the SEO stuff, with the page load times, all that stuff. Okay. I'm going to insert this puppy in here, align that thing to the left. Okay. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to enter a headline in here that's kind of the most compelling part of it. So we inherited a house in Florida. My brother passed away, needed a lot of work, and we would live out of the area. I got a letter from my Florida home buyers and they offered to buy the house. We did most of the negotiations by text and they gave us a fair price. They sent, I love this part of it. This part of it's pretty compelling, okay? We did the most, center this bad boy up. I usually like to use like an H4 for this just because of the size. I'm gonna bold this part. They gave us a fair price, okay? Because this shows this was easy and they gave us a fair price. They even sent all the closing paperwork so we didn't have to travel. Okay, I'm gonna bold that because I also like that. It shows easy once again. I'm gonna update this. Okay, you got her name in there. What I'm gonna do now is we're gonna look at this compared to the other ones now, okay? Right here, look at that. Look at the value that we're building with this testimonial versus this one. This is probably not gonna get noticed. This one right here, man, that jumps out. We did most of the negotiations by text and gave us a fair price. The picture, and then it has that, and then I bolded a section of it that's really another benefit too. Okay, that's a big deal. That's a big deal. Go through there and do that on all your testimonials. That's going to add a huge level of credibility to your website and really help you stand out more. All right, man? Cool. Good stuff. Gotcha. So you've got to have the SSL suit because you process payments from clients on your flat fee listing deal. Gotcha. Yep, 100% get it. Okay, cool. Okay, thank you, Faye. Last little, I'm tying up some loose ends and we're gonna wrap it up because like I said, I have a 1 o'clock call. But San Antonio border, okay, so you get it directly from them. Okay. Yep, cool. And deal breaker without IDX, good feedback, cool. Okay, sweet. Yep, really good feedback. So it will, The first version of Agent Carrot won't, but then the second version we plan on it. Okay. Yep. Thank you guys. This is good stuff. Yeah, this is really good stuff, guys. Really good questions. Just making sure there's nothing else that pops through. Yep, you're welcome. You're welcome, Matt. Okay, yeah, Jeffrey asks IDX. This kind of goes in the agent side of things, but does IDX actually affect SEO for these sites? A software developer find the current IDX products to be a nightmare to work with. Yeah, and that's kind of where we are with the IDX side of things, Jeff, is trying to figure out what the best solution is. So since you're a developer, I would love to connect with you. I would love to connect with you and see, and see, kind of get more specific feedback from you on what you've experienced working with them. Okay, that'd be cool. If you could reach out to me directly, Trevor@oncarrot.com. Let's chat. As far as the SEO side of things, IDX can affect your websites in a positive way if the IDX is set up in a way to where the listings that it pipes in are actually on your URL, and that information is on your, like, it's served up from your website, not served up from the IDX company's website, if you know what I mean. So those pages and that content actually need to be on your URLs and get spidered. And then that way those pages could come up for the search of that address or related addresses. So that's where it could help with SEO. But most of SEO isn't going to come from your IDX stuff. Most of your SEO is going to come from those phrases that the people have the intent of their searching. Hey, houses for sale in X, or how to find cheap properties in X, or best real estate agents X, or you get an example. Yeah, please reach out, man. Let's talk. All right. Last one. So, Lou, do we need to use compressor IO since Carrot compresses the file? You do not need to use it. We compress the file automatically behind the scenes when you're uploading it. But like I just showed there, if it really depends on how large the original image is that you just uploaded. Okay, if the image is really big, the image is going to be big. We can only compress an image so far. Compressor.io can only compress an image so far if it's large, if it's like an HD image. Okay, so like I did on this one, what we need to do then is if it's a very large format image, like it's 3,000 pixels wide or 1,000 pixels wide or something, but you're only going to be using it in a spot that's like a few hundred pixels wide like this, compress it down to that size that you're going to use it. If you're going to use it in like a hero section here, that can't be 300 pixels wide. That's got to be like 1,000 pixels wide to be clear and crisp on here. Okay, so it really depends on where you're using it. But my rule of thumb is you don't want any of your images showing up on your web page that are over a megabyte as they serve up on the page. It's going to really slow down your load times. And you can see how on that one that I showed you, I compressed this one down. So I uploaded it. Our system compressed it from like 4 megabytes to 2 megabytes. But it was just because the image resolution was so darn big, the dimensions were like over 3,000 or 2,000 pixels. So then that's where I had to go into edit image, and I had to reduce the dimensions down. And then that took it from 2 megabytes way down to 100 and something kilobytes. Okay. So yeah, it depends on where you're going to use the picture. And then the size of it, the dimensions of the image is a big part of how fast the page is going to load. Okay. Yep. Good question. Okay, last one right here, Gerald. And I won't have time to answer this fully because like I said, I have a 1 o'clock, but maybe we can take this offline. Yeah, the mini links, man. It's really, I mean, there's no way that I've been able to get mini links. And I'll show you guys what I mean by mini links. When Gerald's saying, hey, here's a picture of it. When your SEO ranking actually shows these links down there, there's not like a really time tested, hey, you do these 2 things and automatically those mini links are going to pop up. Part of it's your domain authority, that they've seen the site around for long enough time and it's got authority that they go, okay, these pages are the ones that are the most visited on the website, the most engaged, most helpful. Okay, so they almost decide what those are. And who knows, man? And the second question is, if you made your site significantly different, right now you're wondering, if I left my site the way it was, dude, what I would do, honestly, we could totally give you comparing data. I could dive into that with you. But honestly, man, you said you're getting good, consistent leads. Connecticut isn't a high lead volume market. Dude, I would stack on PPC and quick kind of like, you're looking at a lot of low leverage activities here. Okay, you're looking at a lot of low leverage stuff. And I mean, maybe adjusting a few things on your site from what you've already done, could it take it from a 10% conversion rate to 15% or whatever? Possibly, possibly could. But what could double, what could like double your traffic? What could double your traffic is PPC. So that to me is dude, 17 leads in a week is like, it's a lot of leads. Okay, that's a lot of leads, man. So you're doing really, really good. So what I would do is I would focus on, how do I convert more of those leads into a deal? Okay, focus on your negotiation, focus on your follow-up times, focus on that kind of stuff. And then I would focus on stacking on more leads with pay-per-click. And then having a long-term strategy that where you're not second-guessing things. You're not second-guessing, man, what if I tweak that an 800th time? Is that going to change it for me? And your long-term strategy should be yeah, let me always try to improve things, but let me add on this keyword. Let me add on this page this month, one page a month or whatever it is. And let me launch pay-per-click. And let's do it with a marketing mindset like we teach. Removing emotion, adding math to the equation, which you're really good at math, okay? Dude, 17 leads in a week is great. You should be closing 2 to 4 deals a month with those numbers. But I don't know your market. So if your market is like that, that's what we're seeing on average other people do. But once again, I don't know your market. I don't know your guys' ability to actually close a deal, that kind of thing. So go crush it, man. 17 leads a week is awesome, all right? Hit us up, guys and gals. Thank you for hopping on this call. I got to bounce. That's my 1 o'clock, but thank you, guys. Come back on these coaching calls, engage in these calls. We're here to help you. We're here to help you crush it. We are here to help you dominate your market, live a better life, add and gain more freedom, and do it in a way to really serve your life and your community. All right? Talk to you later. I got to bounce. Thanks.